Good afternoon, each and everyone, especially to you, ma'am. In this afternoon, we are going to discuss about the principle of composition. So, in principle of composition, it is the element of design that are raw in materials, which designers use in the process of creation. The principle of composition refers to the different ways in which the designer uses these materials in creating interesting designs which can have meaning on screen. The principle of composition, it focuses on the designers. What are you going to put in one theater, for example? If you're the director, you don't have to focus only in the actors or actresses, but you must focus on both, especially in what we call the design of an entire theater. It's because we all know the fact that all people are all visionary. It really matters what they see, not what they feel. Even though you have your best actors, your best actresses, it's really important that the design of the entire theater must be appropriate, related to what's the main theme of the story, and of course, it's really catchy to the people's eye. That is the importance of the principle of composition. It's not important to compose if there's no principles. According to Brewster Schaffer, year 2011, the principles of composition are: first, the balance; second, the proportion, followed by the rhythm, variation, and last, the unity. So, what's really those principles of composition and how it's important to the entire theater? Let's find out. If we talk about balance, it's not only a balance itself, because we have here the three ways on how we're going to balance the following or the context. First, the symmetrical balance. Symmetrical balance means that all visual elements are repeated on both sides, such as the same position and size of set pieces, the same color on both sides. What audience see on the right of the stage also appears to the left side. For example, in symmetrical balance in theater, it's important that the left wing, of how tall, how big is the left wing, is make sure that the right wing is also the same. Because it's not really good if the left side are big, then the right side are small, or even the left side are small and then the right side are big or tall. It's not really good, right? That's important if you apply the symmetrical balance. Because the symmetrical balance is they are the same. In left and in right, both sides are all the same. There is no surplus, shortage, just right. That is the symmetrical balance. As long as the both sides are the same in mass, the same in numbers, the same in volume, that is symmetrical balance. If the symmetrical balance the same both sides, but different in asymmetrical balance, because asymmetrical balance, both sides are not the same in size, in shape, in mass, and in number. But it doesn't mean that they are not really good in what we call the composition. Because sometimes it's not really quite good if we only put bigger ones and we put away the smaller ones. It's important the collaboration of even smaller and the bigger ones in one design in order to create balance, even though they're not the same in size and shape. So again, symmetrical balance, they are not the same both sides. Irregular balance, as long as there's what we call the central point That is the ratio balance. The best example of ratio balance is the circles. It's really important that we put some shapes in other shapes in what we call the theater design. It's not really quite good if we only put only straight lines, diagonal lines, horizontal lines, without any curves or central point. There's no sense. That's why regional balance is also important. So again, the three ways to balance the composition might be the symmetrical, asymmetrical, and the regional balance. The next principle is what we call the proportion. Proportion, this is the relationship between the elements in the design and how these appear in the relation to each other. So, the simple explanation of proportion is this is what we call the relationship between the actors and the theater. Why? As far as I remember, I already seen the theater before. This is the collaboration between the teachers and the students. Some of the designers put the sunset in the left sides because these are the area of the actors on how they're going to act the following, since that is all about the music and dance. And then in the middle is occupied by the musicians, and then the down stage was occupied by none other than, of course, the dancers. That is the important issue because there's what we call the sense. There is the collaboration of the area and as well as the actors and the performers. I tell you something, or I ask you something. What if we have only one area? How are you going to divide up one? Or how are you going to perform if you only perform in one stage? Even though they're quite wide. So, if there's only one area, it's not really quite good, I tell you. That's why we need, in theater, we need a wide space of stage. It's because we able to divide the following between the actors, the dancers, and the singers. That's important in proportion. The next principles of composition is the rhythm. This is the principles of composition that denotes potential movement or action. When used on stage, it creates a path for the audience's eye through the repetition of shapes, colors, lines, and other elements. The importance of rhythm is we need to put another color. We don't have to focus on one. Even in color, in shape, in size, we don't have to focus on one. For example, in color. What if we only put red colors in the theater? There's no repetition up there. Because rhythm, you must repeat by repeat and repeat the designs or the colors. For example, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow. Of course, it's catchy, right? Because we enjoy our eyes through the multiple designs. Because we don't only focus on the red colors. Because there's something blue, there's something yellow. How about in volume? It's not really quite good also if all of the particles or all of the designs are too big. So sometimes it's important that we have to insert the small ones. Big, small, even size and height. Tall, short, tall, short, tall, short. Of course, there's a pattern, right? That is rhythm. It creates repetition to create a good result and a sense for the audience who watch the theater. That is rhythm. The next principle is the variation. They're quite similar to the rhythm, but the difference, rhythm are repeated. But the variation, it highlights that we don't have also to focus on one. For example, in colors again, you have to place the light next to dark because it's not really good if you only put dark colors, right? As well as in the shades. It's not also quite good if we put squares. Any the part of the theater stage are all squares. So there's no sense anymore. It's because you only focus on one context or in one shades. So the importance of the variation is it really widens your creative mind into the another context. The other context that you must put again in one experiment or in one design. So next time, if you plan to design anything, make sure that you don't have to focus on the only one. Believe me, if you try to widen our minds through the following, we can create the best of the best result, the result out of the box. We have to be growth in mindset. We don't have to fix mindset in terms of the design. That is variation. The last but not the least is what we call the principles of unity. Unity means that all design elements appear to be the same of look that tells the same story. For example, if you are the director or the designer, make sure that the theater stage must be related to what is the theme of the play. For example, if the theater talks about the love, of course make sure that your designs are related to the love. What is the best color of love? Of course, put some red, any light colors, or even dark colors on there that emphasize love. Same also in the size and shapes of the designs, or the variation, the rhythm, make sure that they are related. Because in unity principle, it emphasizes or highlights the sense of oneness. To make your design unbroken, undivided, and of course, complete the project of a unified design. So next time, think about the design that is related in your topic or in your field. So if your field is all about love, please don't put the design that's all about horror. Because it's not really quite good. What is that? Talking about love, then the design is horror? Is that catchy? No. It's because there's no sense of oneness. So the importance of unity is, of course, it makes one. You don't have to be different in terms of design and the field. That is unity. For the summarization, the principles of composition are balance, proportion, rhythm, variation, and last but not least, the unity. And that is the end of my video presentation. And always remember that everything good starts with the S and the S. My name is Edros M. Bayon, and good afternoon.